Hey, welcome back to Bikes Camera Adventure. It's been a few years, maybe 3. Anyway, still got the bike for now. I'm in the process of cleaning it up and I will be selling it in the next few weeks. Got a new bike, but I wanted to do one last update on this machine. It has been fantastic. 67,000 miles. We'll take a look at that in a second. But I just wanted to capture some of my last thoughts on this bike while they're fresh in my mind after riding it this many miles and really having great success. Only the normal things that would be considered consumable, right? The chain, the sprocket, the tires, and the brakes. It's really the only thing I had to do on this bike. I kept thinking about a water pump, never started leaking, never got around to it. So I'm gonna walk you through this bike. Maybe you'll learn something from it if you're thinking about buying it, or perhaps compare notes where you are with yours. I will be making more videos. I'm very excited about the new bike I just got. I've had it for about a week, and it is definitely an upgrade. It is not a 650 or a 750. It's much, much bigger, but we'll talk about that probably in another video. So let's check this one out. Let's take a look at those miles. What do we got? Just so I can remember for personal record, 67,085. I'll put a few more on perhaps before I sell it, but that'll be that. So this right here, you might be wondering what this is. Maybe you already know, but this is a Bofang, a type of two-way radio commonly used in ham radio. And that's actually what I've been up to for the last 3 years. I got crazy into a ham radio channel, a YouTube channel, ham radio TV. Check it out if you're interested. But I've been experimenting with this little SR10 by Sienna. Plugs into the radio. Also gives me a PTT. This connects over to here. And then what this does is this will Bluetooth to your helmet, to your helmet's audio system. So that's been kind of interesting. Good old-fashioned accessory plug. But I like to run this when I'm going down the road and driving around. Now let's see if this is going to work with the frame rate. So 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and this thing is starting to break. And it'll give me my voltage, about 12.13.1. So it's really handy to see your temperature. It gets the temperature from this little thermocouple here, this little sensor wire, just dangles. And then it just plugs right in there. They're pretty cheap. I think 10, 12 bucks. I'll drop a comment below in Amazon. But kind of a neat tool. Keep an eye on things. You can see as you turn on your heated equipment, or perhaps you're losing your stator and you're no longer charging. That'd be bad business. So up front here, fairly stock. I currently have my bark busters off because it's been so hot. This keeps my hands cool. I'll just screw these back on a little bit later. Let's see. I'm sure a lot of you guys do the little cut modification. Both sides I've done that on because if it goes down and the bark buster doesn't save them, then hopefully just the tip breaks off. Of course, that's the idea. I think everyone kind of knows about that. I've been pretty happy with this Cobra oiler. So to give it oil, and I'm not going to do it, you're going to just rotate the whole body and it screws down. And then this is a cap. You unscrew this cap and you fill it. And then there is a tube, small black tube that I've ran down underneath, as clean as you can go. It comes with these little clips right here. I put a few additional zip ties. And then it has an arm, and it gets out there on your chain. And let me tell you, I've been very, very happy. I mean, it's a bloody mess, but I bought an upgraded chain. It's a DID. I don't know what chain it is, but I got this upgraded chain. I spent much more than I was before, but let me tell you, this chain, it hasn't really needed any kind of adjustments. I've been lubricating it with oil, and I just, it's gear differential oil, 80/90. And I've just been very, very happy. All you have to do is wipe this chain down and then give it more oil when you ride. And it is fantastic. Other than it flings oil everywhere. It makes a mess. Let's look at the alt-rider bars. Big fan of alt-rider. I think they do a lot of stuff, but I don't think they spend a lot of time with the 650. It just doesn't get as much love as the 12, the 1250, the 800 series. But these are my second set, okay? My first set did the exact same thing. Did the exact same thing this set did. It breaks. It breaks right here. It just snaps, which is crazy, right? Because it looks like some great metal. You bolt it on here. It comes around, and then it bolts here, ties to the other side, and it just snaps. The weld breaks. They warranted the first set, and quite honestly, when this happened again, I just said heck with it. I think it happens in about 8 months, and you know, I travel 500 miles a week, just to give you an idea how fast. And I believe it just comes down to overall vibration of the bike. I mean, these 650s, these are beasts. This thumper here, I've not taken this off-road hardly at all. Some gravel stuff, nothing that aggressive. These have not kissed the dirt. That's not the case or the situation. You know, I got them to protect the radiator, but you can see there, both sides look just like that is broken. Speaking of broken stuff, this somehow broke off. If you're familiar with the 650, there's supposed to be a plastic fender. That's gone. I don't know when or where, but that's gone. I've come to really like zip ties on the bike. It's a nice givey. I do like this windshield. I will clean this before I sell it. But because of the height, the extended windshield, I really do feel like this has just been you know, the anchors just gave way, and I've not gone to the hardware store to find new ones. So, but that's been working so good. Why fix it? I mean, it is the commuter bike. Over here, it's hard to see with the lighting, but there you can see broken. And what it does too now is it clangs. So I think I need to unbolt these because it clangs around. I can hear it. The front bearing needs to be replaced. So I ride a lot of highway miles, and I started noticing there is a detent in this bearing. It's obviously hard to show you on a camera, but the detent is dead center, which has helped me with death wobble. At higher speeds, when my rear luggage is loaded up, it has next to no death wobble now. And it's because there is a notch in that bearing. So what I'm doing is I'm taking it a little bit out of the notch, and then you can see how it's settling in the bearing notch. So that needs replaced. You can feel it when you're going down, and you know, right now what I have is the front wheel is off the ground. That needs to be replaced. I've been living with it for a while because I'm kind of used to it, but in slow maneuvering, you have to know it's there. So probably started happening 10,000 miles ago. So heads up as you approach, let's call it 50. Probably need to replace the old bearing there in the head area. So when I bought the bike, pretty much thereafter, I bought these Givey. I think I'm saying it right. These Givey boxes here, and they've been pretty good. They've worked. They almost failed me. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So the first thing I noticed with these boxes is I started seeing cracks on the plastic down there at the bottom. And I since went nuts with JB Weld. And it happened to both. It happened to both sides where the mounts come through and are put there. I started noticing cracks. Then I started noticing these latches were not turning green. So these little flags are supposed to turn green. You can see them move when you click them in all the way. And what I realized had happened is because of the vibration, because of all the vibration of the beautiful 650, it slowly dug into this bracket. So the first thing it did is it vibrated it, and cracks started appearing. The next thing it started doing is making these locking grooves longer. And then after that, it started thinning out these top brackets. And all of this matters because being this is where it mounts here, it dictates how these latches are latched in here. Okay, so if you can imagine when this was going up, right, the whole case is now sinking. And at one point, my left side fell out on the highway. It just flopped over, and man, it freaked me out. So I don't know if I'd recommend these Givvies for long term. I mean, this is just pure vibration. Again, I did not crash with them. This is just wear. I don't know why they're plastic. So I'm a little disappointed in that. And what I've done is zip tie. These are big old fat industrial zip ties. I double layered them, and that started to give me enough lift on this lip. But that still wasn't enough, so then I grabbed a thinner zip tie and I stuck it down inside of the collar itself, and it's a little, you gotta push on it to get it in there. But at least the combination of the zip tie here and then these zip ties, it's able to give me a firm latch. And this happened on both cases. So here's the other side. You can just see how that groove. So if you're buying some cases and they're giving, yeah, look at that one. That one's really thin. That used to be so much thicker right here. Just heads up on that. 50,000 miles might be their limit, and then you gotta buy new ones, which is just a bummer, just a big bummer. This is so much plastic. Because other than that, I'm very happy. It held up great. Other than that, and the brackets are pretty good. They're holding in good. I mean, this is all steel, so really nothing wore there. But yeah, that situation. So I want to spend some time and just explain that if people are looking at these Givvy mounts, that these 650s vibrate so much, things start breaking. I definitely lost a few things. I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't have broke perhaps on a different bike. The other thing that happened way back when is I got smacked by something on the road, piece of rubber. And I broke the lens inside of there. And not to mention, I've been going through headlight bulbs, and I'm really happy with the Cyclops. This has lasted several years. It does have some noise. You've got the modular there and the fan on the back. And when you turn your bike on, that fan noise is the headlight. That's high beam. That's low beam. And it's been a good light. And I got a little marker to kind of match that Kelvin color. So that's the scoop with the 650. I hope you guys enjoyed the previous videos I did on it. The battery, the previous video I'm running from the battery, the lithium iron phosphate battery. It's still several years later, 3 years later, great battery. I do recommend that battery. But this will be it. This will be my last 650 video. She'll be going off to a new home. It's I'm sad but yet excited because the next bike, it just blows my mind. It's so good. I can't stop grinning when I ride the new bike, as it should be, as you should be. It's nice to get something new every few years. So really happy everyone has been subscribing to the channel. I've been kind of seeing this little increase, which is way cool, and I want to do more. I want to shoot some stuff out with the new bike. I am also very curious about the 360. Anybody do 360? We'll see how it goes. But hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to follow me for more bike camera and adventure stuff. All right, you guys take care. Adios.